welcome back onto another edition of Newsmaker, the program which gives other media stations scoop into what is news and the latest in form of what happens around and far. Then today is not going to be a different one because we are going to take you through what is news this day, and we are going to delve into what is trending in Nigeria, that is our inauguration of the new president. Then what are the circumstances in the surrounding it, and that is why we have a veteran, you can say a veteran politician. I think I'm communicating, a former House of Representative in Abuja, member who represents Ede South and North, as well as Egbedore Ejigo. They always refer to him as the Honorable of E4. E4 is Honorable Dr. Debo Ayinde. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I say good afternoon, and viewers at home. Once again, I congratulate everybody for another very successful transition from one civilian government to another civilian government. I pray that Almighty God will allow us to have a very successful tenure from Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes, we are going to take it from where you stop. Yes, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been installed and is now the 16th president of Nigeria. I want you to look at when he made his inaugural statement. He made us know that he's not going to be an authoritarian. He's going to be a president with consultation that he and all of us are going to be doing it together. How can you describe the man Tinubu?
Well, from the little I know of him, though we are not in the same party, but I cannot deny the fact that I've been in the political party of Tinubu's stuff. That was AC. I was in AC for a short spell. But generally, I know Senator Tinubu as a unifier, somebody that doesn't discriminate by virtue of the fact that he develops so many people from all facets of life. If you look around very well, he has made so many governors. That was a particular time they even referred to him as a Governor General of the Southwest, because he touched almost everywhere in the Southwest and he crowned governors around. Not only in the Southwest, even you can see his hands all over in Benue State, in Katsina State, in Kaduna, Niger State, in Kaduna. Particularly when I was in the House of Rep, our speaker there, Mashari, there was a day I had the opportunity to have a chat with him. He told me that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu made his governorship possible in Katsina State. That to show the love, the extent
of his tentacle,
the mass, this structure. And I'm not surprised, for his, being elected as president of this country, though still challengeable. Because my party is challenging that.
Okay.
My party is challenging that in the law court. And I'm very sure we have a very good case.
You have a very good case. But when we look at his record, that you have said that he made a very good record. But what the poster he gave us yesterday, especially what affected what is affecting the common man, the subsidy. How do you feel?
You know, the man said what he said from day one is going to hit the ground running. Yeah, I'm not surprised, but from the angle he has, come up, I have some reservation. I have reservation in the fact that he should have allowed a lot of consultation, administrative job work, before he made the announcement that somebody is gone. That pronouncement has caused kind of untold hardship on the people. Look around, you see the number of vehicles on the road. I know many today. Likewise, Okada. And I want to tell you, transportation is the key to the economy. You cannot perform, if not for telecommunication. That has even taken some part of our movement. But notwithstanding, we still believe in physical contact, physical movement, because our economy hinge on that. The economy in Nigeria, our production is almost on bulky goods, solid goods, required a lot of freighting, movement of goods from one place to another. So that is why that sector, transportation, is the key to our life. So, and for anybody to play a very, not to play a very big role, or to play more importance into the petroleum, because that's where the energy comes. Because all these things we are talking about needs to be energized. And what do we use to energize all this? Is the fuel. Not only that, even the small sectors, small scale industry, even big scale industry, which I'm one, we rely so much on petroleum and diesel. And if there's any problem in that sector, then the whole entrepreneurship is collapsed.
From your
so
own
therefore,
idea.
I will have advised him that before making that pronouncement, you should have, ring around the alternatives. And what are the alternatives supposed to have mentioned? One, we have Dangote refinery just being commissioned. It should have allowed crude to be sold to Dangote at a very subsidized rate, so that fuel can come out at a very cheap.
But we are talking about removing subsidy.
That's part of it. When we remove subsidy, that means the petroleum or the PMS, whatever, will be sold at production cost. And is that bearable to the common people? Because by those that in the energy economy, from what they've come up with, if we are to buy petroleum without government being subsidized, it should not be less than 700 naira. So how do we cope with that? 700 naira per liter. That means we want to move from Osogbo to Ibadan. You don't need less than 25 liters. If you have to buy 25 liters, we are talking about 19,000 naira. So is that
for a trip?
A trip. And I want to say, it is the poor that bear the larger portion of any time there is an increment in the transportation. It is the common people. The rich, because of the money they have, that is money in excess, they can afford to buy even a loaf of bread. A rich man can buy 5,000 naira without being, having much pressure on him. But can a poor man do that? So that is where it lies.
Okay, you have wined and dined with the federal government. Even your own politics is beyond the state.
Please,
you have wined.
That word is true.
Because you
wine
were,
and dine.
Yes, you were in the House of Rep at Abuja. You were working with the federal government. Yes, when you look at any pronouncement by the president, you as an honorable at Abuja, then how do you think this pronouncement should be put, or can it be reversed?
If I may refer to General Ibrahim Babangida, former president, military president, I think he said, for a leader not to make a policy or to come up with a policy is a sin. But for him to rewind is a bigger sin, if I may put it that way. What he's saying, baby, is that even if you make a mistake, or you made a mistake in making a pronouncement, since that pronouncement is already heard, there is no way for you to rescind on those decisions. The best thing for you is to work on the amelioration.
In what way? In what way?
Yes. He has made that statement. Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot come up again and say, oh, I made a mistake. No. That's not a leader. A leader must be consistent. He has made that pronouncement and he has made it. Whether genuinely or ungenuinely, whether it is negative or positive. But what he has to do now is to work on how those policy statements will not affect us negatively, which is already, negative and making a very, wrong impact on people. So the best thing for him now is to work assiduously and ensuring that those subsidy has gone, come, for a better, situation and better the lot of the people.
How do you think that? What do you think that common man should be expecting?
I think I mentioned something like that. That is, if you remove subsidy, that means all the production costs now be the price, including the interest. It's simple economy, I know. Because if you are producing at 1 naira, you want to sell out, you still had your interest rate. So that means it will not be bearable. And government are decided not to put subsidy. In actual fact, subsidy is no more in the budget. The budget for this year, they only made allowance for fuel subsidy from January to June 1st. So from June 1st to the end of this year, there is no budgetary allocation unless if the new government will now go for either for the supplementary budget, which this government is not ready to do. Because, and he has a very good reason too, he said this subsidy is not even used for the purpose that it's meant for. Some people are around corner, pulling off this money, embezzling the money. So what is the need again? So he has a very good reason. But to ameliorate the pressure is mounting on people is by way of having more refinery. And when you are talking of refinery, it's not something that is done in 2-3 years.
Something like modular refineries.
Even this modular refinery is at a very low where small scale. Modular refinery, even if also should have modular refinery like 3 or 4, he cannot serve only also. So it's just meant for people that
just
sell on the roadside.
Moribund
Even that, the issue of repairing our coal refinery, I cannot even recommend it.
Right.
Yes, if you cast your mind back, you see that we have heard about this repairing of our refinery more since, let me put it, from 1990 to date. We have done it more than 3 times with a huge amount of money, taxpayers' money. So how many times do we do that? So that means we are not ripe to do a very good job on repairing of our refinery. I will only recommend privatization. Government are very bad business of business enterprise. So why can't we give it to the private individual?
But the price is skyrocketing.
We do it in the way of build and operate. We already built. We now ask a private man to repair and operate. So in that wise, we can have a control as regard pricing. This is the sale. Minimum you can sell, maximum you can sell, because we have interest in that business too. We are the owner of our refinery. It will be competitive. Different people will come with different proposals that will be positive for the economy and realizable and will be friendly with the people.
That means that you subscribe to perfect or whole privatization.
This is not whole privatization, partial privatization. Because if you allow a capitalist or a businessman to take over the whole economy of the country, then you are at their mercy at the car prices of those people. So there should be check and balance. So that's why I would recommend government to build or to provide enabling environment and allow private individuals to operate all those things, so that we can as well guide them on the amount they put into the market.
He also promised that he is going to do a thorough work with the CBN, that is towards unifying exchange rates.
That one, my brother, at least I have experience. I did economics up to advanced level. By my layman or my elementary economy, there is no way you